I met Teresa at South Alabama when I was there for a year before she came. We used to invade our friend Tom Matthews' house at the beach practically every weekend. Teresa Allen and I were down there one day, the ingenue class of whatever it was. And so we're standing outside on the deck, and Teresa Nadeau walks out. And Teresa and I looked around at her, big smiling, sweet face, and we look at each other and go, oh no, look at this woman. So our period of ingenue was over because now here was ingenue setup number 2. And so of course we wanted to hate her because she was so cute and curvy and stuff. And we decided, well, she was too nice and too sweet, and we just had to like her anyway. I don't want to say shocking, but the change was, very noticeable. And of course she knew that and I knew that, but we got past that immediately. And because apparently scleroderma, a good cue now, a visual cue, is the difference in the jawline and stuff, stuff happens like that. But I knew I had gone to visit a friend because we were talking about it. She said, you need to go right away. Everything will be fine. She'll make it fine. You'll be fine. And she was right. So Teresa, once we sat down, the disease disappeared. And it was just she and I, just like it is now. It's just she and I, and everybody's different. Everybody changes. And she just changed more. Everybody changes. A lot of people change internally, and a lot of people change externally, and she's exactly the same internally, if not better. I don't know that it's incredible describes it. And of course, she would not want to be bragged upon by any stretch of the imagination, but I find it incredible. Well, she's always had a very positive attitude anyway, and she's been through a lot of struggle, and a lot of people would use that as an excuse to, get a bad attitude, to look on the negative side of things, but she just doesn't. And I wouldn't want to hold her up on a pedestal because she would be angry about that. But there are times when I feel crappy, or I feel like, something could be better. I could feel better, whatever. And I think of her and other friends of mine that have had physical challenges. And I think, shut up and bow up and go on, because she manages to stay. And I'm sure that there are times when she doesn't feel positive, and when maybe nobody's around, she can rail against the universe. But she doesn't project it to others. It's, hopefully, just like everyone should think, you try your best to project positive image and a positive thought, because otherwise you're just, wasting your time and everybody else's. Definitely is an inspiration to me personally, just because she always has been, because she was always a positive person beforehand. But to have existed through this physical struggle for this long a time, scleroderma patients very rarely last a very long time. It's over the years it's extended, but she's had this disease longer than people generally do. And yet she has always borne it with the most incredible grace of anybody. Everything. She has tons of nieces and nephews. They're all in tow. I mean, they're all doing stuff, and she's doing stuff with them. She has someone that assists her, generally has a roommate that assists, in letter writing and maybe cooking and that sort of stuff. But as far as the computer, she's constantly online. She's always looking at stuff. She does her artwork, which is incredibly detailed and beautiful. I have tons of it myself, and, buy as many as I can to give to other people. Basically, because it's beautiful, number one, and because it's incredible, number two, that a lot of people that had existed through that sort of situation and that sort of struggle and continue to, would have used it as an excuse to lay down. And to have someone not only pursue their artwork that they've always done, but to pursue it and have beautiful artwork as a result, and decide, well, geez, I think I'll print this stuff, and I think I'll put it online, and I think I'll just sell it to anybody that comes along. And it's, it's an incredible feat. And, and she doesn't, and this is my opinion, she might disagree, she she doesn't consider slowing down. She does whatever she wants. She goes on trips. Half the time I try to get hold of her, she's on the road with her friend, Teresa. I catch her as she comes past me. Oh, I'm going to be in town. I'll be at this restaurant. Why don't you meet us so-and-so? We're going to Florida. You want to meet us in Florida? I am, apparently fully able physically, yet I don't do half what she does. She puts it in the background, and I know you can't do that because it's such a challenge, but she knows what she needs to do. She meets the challenge, and she puts it behind her and does exactly what she wants to do. She was not going to let this affect her behavior, one way or the other. Bad girl, good girl, it was going to stay the same. She had adapted. That's the thing that I'm so impressed by is the adaptability. And everyone tries to adapt. As we get older, things change. You move. You have families. The families go. You try to adapt. But hers has been so immediate and so persistent. Yet she continues to adapt on a daily basis, and that's impressive to me.